Well, look, tell me a little bit about Rural King. How did it get started? How did you decide on Rocky Mount? I mean, I'm just dying to hear the story. I know you're sitting in the old Kmart building,
Correct.
and it is delightful that it's full and it's occupied, and all the cars that are there. And so, just give me a little bit of background.
Yeah. So Royal King started in 1960.
Okay.
So this is their 65th year.
All right.
It started as like a mom and pop store. As you know, we sell or we give away popcorn, free coffee.
Yeah.
That's been started since day one.
Okay.
And that's a tradition they take very serious. You know, they have a rule: you don't run out of popcorn or coffee,
Right.
because that's what people will remember you.
Well,
by.
how much popcorn do you serve a day? And coffee. I've got to know.
I would say we go through 2 25-pound bags of popcorn kernels.
Wow.
Yeah,
50 pounds of kernels. That's a lot.
It is, and come in there on a Saturday and Sunday, and the line's longer at the popcorn machine than it is at registers.
Well, I was there Sunday.
Yep.
And in fact, there was a line, and I did get some popcorn.
Yep.
And I saw the little sign that said they literally bet the farm to create Rural King.
Correct.
And so I thought it was kind of I didn't get a chance to really read that blurb, but maybe you know the story.
So, well, Alex Melvin, he is currently the owner of the company. We have a CEO that came over from Tractor Supply, Steve Barbrick, and Alex Melvin, still owns it. His father and grandfather started the company.
Okay.
So he's kind of taken it as far as,
Sure.
he did. And then now we've got a new CEO.
And that's, most organizations, it comes time that you need professional management, right? So, you entrepreneurs, and I'm an entrepreneur, a serial, I love it. But you have certain limitations, that same gut will to drive to build something doesn't necessarily take you to maximizing profitability.
Correct.
And being able to, just to really kind of take it to the next level. There's a big difference between, call it $100 million to $200 million. It's a big jump. So, and I think that's great. How many units does Rural King have?
Right now, when we opened, we were store number 140.
Okay.
Since then, they've opened another one. So they have 141 stores. Their growth projection is about 10 stores a year.
Okay.
Now that will grow as we learn the market of opening new stores better.
Sure.
In years past, they opened numerous stores. Economy changed, COVID hit, they stopped, and now they're starting to get back into it. But so much things have changed that you're basically having to relearn the market,
right,
to open new stores. So they're looking right now at 10 stores per year, and to continue to grow. Now they're looking hard at the East Coast.
And it's based primarily in the Midwest, right?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, they're looking at East Coast, Texas, because on the East Coast, like here in Rocky Mount, the growth of the rural lifestyle is dominant.
Sure.
And, that's where their business is at. Right.
So who is your primary customer? I mean, I go in there, it looks like it's a little bit of everybody's the hunter. It's looks like maybe the farmer, gentleman farmer, you've got implements, but then you have enough things that kind of cross over to everybody. But who do you consider to be your target customer?
It is the rural consumer.
Okay.
It's not our livestock. It's not your hunter. It's a mixture of all of that.
Okay.
Our number one category in the store is men's clothing.
Is that right?
Which is surprising.
Very.
You would think the women's side would be, a little bit better than the men's, but our men's the best. And then we go into the gun side of it.
Right.
That's doing extremely well. And, we're getting ready to go in the spring that we don't even know what that market's going to hold for us.
Right. Well, I wouldn't have guessed clothing at all, to be honest with you, based on your inventory. I mean, you've got welding supplies, you've got, for chickens, you've got feed for animals, you've got guns, you've got all kinds of stuff. So I would have thought something different. So that's interesting. Huh.
Yeah.
So what kind of inventory are you looking at? To open up a store, I mean, it looks like if I had to gauge, you're probably sitting on, $3-4 million worth of inventory.
It's about $4.5 million.
I wasn't far off then. Yeah. And then the startup. So when you talk about starting 10 stores.
Correct.
That's what folks aren't really understanding. I just want to kind of put it in perspective. You're really talking about having capital out there in the ground of $40 million
Absolutely.
that somebody is betting on and hoping to sell and turn that inventory quick enough to be able to pay. How many people do you have on staff? Because it's
right now I have 65 employees on staff. We're still looking to keep adding more, especially with the spring season coming. People can go online and apply. But right now I've got 65.
Okay. And what is the normal revenue for a store like that? I mean, I guess 35, 40 million ish.
Well, right now, as a new store, because we don't know the market, it's around about 22, 25 million.
Right. For one store, employing 65 people. So that's quite an engine for our local economy. So I want to thank y'all for betting on us and investing in us. And I hope that it's been successful so far.
Yeah. The community has just welcomed us fully. And, without the community and the people, we're striving.
Right. Good. Well, that's outstanding. And so how did you decide, or how did Rural King decide on Rocky Mount as a location? Because, the whole country, you got 140 stores, you've got a lot of places to expand to. Why Rocky Mount?
Well, I don't know the true dynamic of what they decide, but, with our CEO coming from a former competitor, he knew this market because this market's a very good market for them. Knowing what I know, because, working with our competitors in this market, it's just a good area to grow into.
Right. Well, there's no question. I think so. Of course, I'm a native and the mayor. So, I think nothing but great things about us. And we do draw from a much larger region, and I think that makes impact. And certainly on the axis of 64 and 95 creates a lot of traffic, a lot of opportunity for folks to be able to get here.
And we're pulling customers not only from Rocky Mount, but from the Raleigh area, Cary area, Greenville, because that's something that Rural King doesn't do. They don't put the stores that close. I mean, the next store close to us is 3 hours.
Wow.
So we're gathering, and it's every day we hear people tell us that they drove 2 hours to come.
Wow. Well, I mean, I'm not surprised. I would expect Halifax County, Northampton County, Martin County, Bertie County, all those counties would flow into here. So, well, that's fantastic. Well, what do I not know about Rural King that I should know?
Rural King, again, we're so much more than just what people think's Rural King. They think we're a farm store.
Right.
We're so much
and
more than that.
You are.
We are.
But you're not.
We're so much more than that.
Right. You're not trying to compete with southern states or seed feed stores. You're really touching a lot of folks. One of the things I'll tell you, I do have met a couple of your employees. By the way, they do a great job.
Thank you.
That is just, they're always smiling. The attitude is great. I've never had a bad experience. They may not have known all the systems, but considering it's a brand new store, I think it's pretty remarkable. And I know during your build out and your training period, we had a few hiccups in getting the CO, but one of the things that I say that I believe is that as an organization, y'all continue to stay by your employees. Have been easy to send them home and waited for all that to work out, but you chose to continue with them. And I tell you, that tells me about the fabric of the company, that it is in fact about relationships and trying to build those relationships, both with community and with employees.
Yeah. And, during that time that we had those hiccups, I greatly appreciate your support and everyone else that supported us to help get us open. During that time, I had 70 employees. Yeah. And, they were going to be out of work if we didn't figure anything out. So they didn't work for that week, but we still paid them.
I know. And so I think that was quite an investment, because 70 people times anything is a big number.
Yes.
So thank you for doing that. And I know it was meaningful for those individuals as well.
It is.
But yeah, I had my economic developers calling me up saying, what can we do? What can we do? And the city manager and all of us were kind of scrambling. And anyway, I'm glad we were able to
did an outstanding job.
Well, good. I am glad that we got it done. And, of course, and we made sure that we were within code and did all the things properly. So that's good to see. So you've just opened on a $22, $23 million track run rate, I guess, on revenues.
Correct.
what do you see for the future and the store? I mean, I'm obviously going to be growing this. What's the plan? What's that going to look like?
Well, I see the store really growing beyond what we're budgeted.
Okay.
I think the spring coming up, which we're getting ready to transition over to that, we don't know right now in this location what we're capable of doing.
Right.
We're getting ready to set up a huge nursery.
Okay.
So we'll have live plants, live trees, vegetable plants, everything that, the rural customer needs. So I think we're going to see that grow.
Okay.
Our tractor sales have really started taking off.
Okay.
So I think we can, touch the market in the tractor business as well.
Okay. Great. Okay. So opening a nursery, we'll start seeing that, I guess, in what?
Within a month.
Within a month,
Yep.
March.
We're actually in the process of setting it now.
Okay, great. So, well, that's fantastic. Well, look, I don't know that I have a whole lot of other questions other than the free bag of popcorn. How did that get started? I mean, there's got to be a Genesis story. I know that you said it was there at the beginning, but is there a Genesis story about how they started making popcorn?
No, it's just
It's just a thing.
It was just the thing that brought their customers in.
Well, I know when I walk in, I smell it. It's wafting. It's great. I get the doctor at the salt the way I want to. My dog, at least initially, was really enjoying the pig ears too that you were giving away at that time.
And speaking of pig ears, our goal is to get rid of 5 million pig ears this year.
5 million in this location or system wide? Okay,
in the system wide, and that's from giving it to your pet or selling them. But it's fun to see the dogs that people bring in,
right?
And they'll just lay down and start eating those pig ears.
Oh, well, that's exactly the experience that our dog is named Marley, and so Marley likes Rural King. It's Marley approved.
Went up.
Yeah. So Jason, I'm curious to know, what events do you guys have at Rural King that are coming up that folks need to know about?
Yeah, right now we have an event coming up for Easter.
Okay.
It's where we set up a area filled with hay. We hide gift cards and different stuff in there that the kids can come in, search for it. They can get gift cards and different prizes.
Yeah.
And, we're going to have plenty of live rabbits.
Okay.
It's just going to be a day of fun.
Okay.
And we'll try to get local vendors around to help just make this event as large as we can.
So 57-year-old kids can participate in the hay drive? Just checking. I want to make sure that's the case.
When there's gift cards involved. So.
Well, that's outstanding. And look, anything else? You got Easter coming up. Anything for St. Patrick's Day? I mean, leprechaun's going to pop out of anywhere?
No, nothing for St. Patrick's Day, but for Easter, that's when we'll have that scavenger hunt.
So, Jason, tell me, do you have a distribution center on the East Coast?
We don't currently. Right now, our distribution center comes from Waverly, Ohio. That's where we get all of our merchandise. They are actively seeking a new distribution center because of the growth in the East and the South. Right. To help with the logistics. Okay. So they are actively seeking a great location for a new distribution center.
Well, you put me in touch with whoever. I would love for them to consider Rocky Mount, North Carolina. As you know, we have an intermodal here that can ship stuff from the Midwest back and forth here within a day, and we're to access all the ports on the East Coast, but particularly Norfolk, Morehead City, Wilmington, Savannah, Charleston are all within a 4 or 5 hour drive, and rail ride not very far away at all. So we would love to be part of that vision and part of that distribution. So
we'd like to see in this area.
Yeah, let us know. It'd make life a little bit easier for you too, right? You can just call across. They can just deliver across the parking lot. So anyway, well, look, I want to thank you for coming in today.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate all that you're doing for Rocky Mount. If there's anything we can do to help you, you let me know.
Well, we appreciate being here, and we look forward to the future.
Great.
Thank you, sir.
Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. So anyway, Desiree, thank you for coming today. I tell you, I really do appreciate it. And, I am so excited. This is the time of year that I really love. It's about the youth of the year at the Boys and Girls Club. You guys are winding it up. I know you've got a bunch of kids selected. Tell me a little bit how that's going. And just as importantly, when will that final unveiling be that the public can come to? So give me a whole scoop.
So it's been going great. At the top of the year, we were able to get our candidates. So we always get one candidate per club site, which includes like our Nashville site, our lab clubhouse based in Rocky Mount, and also our Edgecombe clubhouse based in Tarboro. So as we're narrowing it down, we're getting them ready. In that process, I don't think people know they have to put in a lot of work.
Yeah, they do.
They have to put in a lot of work, and we're there to support them. And these are usually juniors and seniors in high school. So, they're kind of ready, but we still want to make sure that they're ready to go. So right now they're in the process of getting with some local coaches. The coaches make sure that their applications are together. They make sure that they're ready to do their speeches. All of those kind of little tips that we may miss sometimes because we're so involved. They can kind of give the eye out and say, hey, let's do this also.
Yeah. So look, I've had the great privilege and honor of being a judge one year, and just to look at the level of polish, and you can tell these kids have gone through and have really worked it over and over and over and over and over, and going through the interview process. It's just a remarkable thing. It really is, from all the way from the inside all the way out. So can you give us a little preview of who might be competing, or is that something that we're just going to wait to unveil?
I would hope that everybody has tuned in our Facebook and all of those things.
Well, if not, then tell us how to get there.
So our handles on Facebook and Instagram is BGCTRR.
Okay.
Again, BGCTRR. They have all of the good write-ups on the kids, but right now we have 3 candidates.
Okay.
So one of our candidates, he's actually a returning candidate. So he's kind of like ready to really knock it out of the park. Jeremiah Sellers, he's from Tarboro High.
Sure.
I'm a Tarboro native, so, little biased, but, I'm going to keep it clean biased. But he is a senior. He's looking to go to Fayetteville State University. He wants to do entrepreneurship. That's a thing with kids now. They want to really get in and start getting those businesses. So that's one of our candidates out of Tarboro High from the Edgecombe County Clubhouse. We have the Lab Clubhouse, which people know as in Rocky Mount. We have Miriam Brown, very bright star. She's been in the club, I think, for 6 or 7 years. And not only her, her younger sisters and brothers go there too. So it's a family thing. Yeah. But she's also one of our candidates. She attends Rocky Mount Prep, and she is ready to roll as well. So I think she's going to really knock it out the park. She actually wants to go to ECU.
All right.
She's already looking at nursing. I think, that's one of those things where one of the kids say, hey, I want to go to school to give back to my family. And that's one of the things she's really passionate about is, giving back and making sure she's taken care of. So looking forward to see what her story unveils when she does hers. And last but not least, we have Charisma Deans. She's from our Nashville clubhouse. She goes to Nash Rocky Mount Early College. So she's, those kids are really smart. Me, I was like, let's just get to high school. But she's already there. She actually wants to go into real estate, but also she still wants to take the 4-year route. So she's looking at Howard University and North Carolina A&T State University. So all great candidates, all have bright features. I mean, the stories that I know that they will tell from all their different backgrounds. I hope that everyone that comes really gets a sense of what we can help our kids do here right in the Twin Counties to make sure they're shining bright.
And so when will the event be? When will the great, because you usually do it, well, historically different places, but they give the speech and it's a wonderful, fun production.
Yeah. So it is February 27th.
All right.
That's February 27th.
I got it.
5:30 p.m. At 5:30 p.m., we want you in the building. We give a little grace period, but at 6 o'clock, the red carpet will be out. The kids will be stepping out of the limousines, and we want to see them and make sure we're there for them. So this is a free event. It is open to the public. If you want to RSVP, please reach out to me. I hope y'all caption my email. If not, you can go to BGC. TRR.org. That is our website. Search for events, and it's right at the top. So, seating is limited because we are at the Booker T. Washington Theater, even though it's a nice space. I think as people know about this event in this community, it just grows and grows. So, which is good.
That's right.
We're great on that.
That's right.
We're going to make sure everybody has a seat according to the fire marshal.
That's right.
But, we definitely are looking RSVP still. So if anyone wants to come, we would love to support, especially the kids.
Right. Well, look, it's an exciting event. Y'all do great work. I am tickled to death to hear about these candidates. I'm pulling for for all of them. I hope they all win. And what I do know is that our folks tend to go to the next round. They tend to do pretty daggone well. We've had a couple state champions come out of our clubs.
And that's one thing that, with the steps, every step that they take is preparing them to go to the next level. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So that's states, that's regionals, that's nationals. So we want to keep preparing them over and over and over. Hey, let's get better, because the winner here will go on to compete again. And we're hoping to go all the way. We have some bright stars right in Twin County's Rocky Mount area. So we're looking to see them really shine.
February 27th, Booker T. Washington Theater, downtown Rocky Mount, 5:30, red carpet. Event happens at 6.
That's right.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate all that y'all do.
Thank you.